Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here come the Cardinals, and it is Kyler Murray from Oklahoma who leads them out.
I still remember being in Indianapolis at the Combine when the result of Kyler Murray's height was announced. And when the tape measure showed him at a little bit above 5'10", all doubts went out the window, and rightly so. The Cardinals went 5-10-1 with him last year, but he was the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. This guy can make great plays with his arm, can scoot with his feet, and has motivated this team and has them on a really good upward trajectory.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
The 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Kenyon Drake last year versus Cleveland, absolutely unstoppable. Ran for 137 yards. Remember, 4 touchdowns in the Cards' 38-24 win in Week 15. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Shotgun now for Murray. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Their own 37-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 37. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
And there shouldn't be any surprise at all when we watch him flash his arm. Easy motion, easy action, and that ball flies downfield.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He lets it fly for Lockett. That's caught inside the 20.
Wilson's pass.
And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
How about Jordan Phillips there breaking through for the sack, and that's exactly why Arizona acquired him to anchor their defensive line. Very stout against the run, can take on double teams, but he can also split them, get upfield, and get into the offense's backfield, as we just saw there.
The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Third and long, it's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave me underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
The score remains.
And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that hollow metal sound is the bane of any kicker's existence, and here, that sound is going to keep our game scoreless.
And you can see him give that body English as the ball was in the air. Come on, baby, come on. But no dice that time.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call.
Offense. That's not good enough, man.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray, and he hits Drake. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
7-yard line. A gain of 5 brings
from the 47. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Murray. It's complete to Drake. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
1-yard line.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because the running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. 3rd down here.
He had a good chance to get the first points of the game on the board, but what a great job defensively, getting a hand in there and knocking it away and preventing that first touchdown.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. That is caught at the 7. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Goal at the 5-yard line.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
54 Mike.
Murray now, 3rd and goal. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. But clearly that was a design play. I just don't know that it was the right design. Your holder to have him pick it up and kind of be the power guy trying to run through the middle. Everything has to go right for that to work.
You mean you weren't relying on just great blocking to get him through? You kind of think maybe he can help make his own way if he's an actual running back instead of the holder? Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
His own 8-yard line.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got him pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Seahawks first
So
down.
from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. With a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, that one's all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Pressure comes and the Cardinals bring him down. Devon Kennard with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play-action sack. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
His throw incomplete. The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake, and it's 3rd down. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
Let's make these babies cry.
From the gun, Murray. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Seattle Seahawks coming back onto the field. And Charles, the saying around the Pacific Northwest this time of year is, let Russ cook. He's been cooking to start the year. No doubt. You can buy those T-shirts out there, by the way. But the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for Week 1. And he backed into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. Completes it to Fitzgerald. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? Well, we knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
When you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
Second down, Murray sets to throw. Finds the open target, Arnold. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Cardinals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning.
Goose. Hey, check. Mike 50.
Operating from the gun, Murray. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, 32 yards. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead grows to 10-0. Taken about 7 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He lets it fly from Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And this defense will take over right at midfield. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a draw play with Drake. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Kenyon Drake in Week 16 last year against these Seahawks had a career day, 166 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns as well, as the Cardinals won in Seattle 27-13. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
At the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they had a good drive going, a chance to build on this first half lead, but now you kind of feel like we got a new ball game.
And you wonder what the discussion will be now at halftime, because I think we were headed towards one. Now it's a different discussion altogether. One side optimistically, the other side wondering what could have been.
And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
Kyler Murray going to lead the Cardinals back out on offense. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that, because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point. Throwing again on second down. Murray. And he whips that one incomplete there.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go. Big zero right here.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Incomplete in the end zone. He was defended by Patrick Peterson.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw again, Wilson. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Greg Olsen, incomplete. Coverage by Byron Murphy.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. But they are all even to this point. So to see if either side can pull away, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the start of the second half.
Zane Gonzalez to kick off for Arizona.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
On
second down, here's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it'll bring up third down. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys drives as we continue to play this second half.
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Wilson on third down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
But it brings up fourth down.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
What a great rookie campaign in 2019 for DK Metcalf, who came in with high expectations, was actually upset that he went in the second round, not the first round, but quickly proved everyone wrong who didn't take him prior. 900 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, and looks exactly like a Seattle Seahawks receiver is supposed to look. Big, strong, physical, and catches all the contested passes downfield.
And a guy that can change the game, shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
They run it with Carson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10.
Wilson.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. From 6 yards away. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. He's hoping to take what has been a good game here and make it a great game. So far, solid, and we're still in the third quarter.
And there's nothing wrong with solid. You want to be that. You want to be reliable. You want to be a guy that puts your team in a position to have a chance to win. And that's what we're seeing from him. And there's also that added element that maybe it can become a little bit more as this game goes on.
We'll try to make it more here on this drive. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Drake. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. Phoenix, Arizona's the spot. Glad to have you along for the ride. Third quarter action and a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Escaping the pressure right. Going deep for Hopkins. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. I know this defense knew it coming into the game, Charles, and they know it even more now. DeAndre Hopkins is a tough cover.
And anytime you see him out there and there's less than double or triple teaming him, take a shot with him. Just what you're talking about. If he's such a tough cover, one guy's not going to get it done. Throw the ball out there, let him go get it.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10. at their own 22-yard line.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if he can drive the bus here again on this drive. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his man, that's Josh Gordon. And he goes out right around the 39. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen.
Wilson's pass.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down.
Greg Olsen was a big-time pickup for the Seattle Seahawks in the offseason. Spent the last 9 seasons with Carolina as an all-pro, Pro Bowl tight end, and did the same thing before that with the Chicago Bears. Now he moves to the Northwest and gives Russell Wilson a big-time target in the middle of the field.
Brings up second.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They run again with Carson. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Isaiah Simmons on the tackle. It's a gain of a yard.
Here's Wilson to throw on third down. And that will be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
26-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Drake. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
That's a gain of 3.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him. Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down. They're going for it. Hits Murray. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Here's Murray from midfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Murray's pass intended.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think can absorb that contact.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Shotgun now from Murray. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Carson. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
The ball carrier.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On the delay, here's Carson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Well, with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This to break our 4th quarter tie.
6-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
Cardinals.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Murray now on first down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first and 10, here's Murray. Buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. A good decision in the end. The pull-up run gets him 9 yards and a first.
And there's the beauty of Kyler Murray because we all know he can get it done through the air. Terrific right arm. And nowadays, we don't even talk about his height anymore. He's shown that he can see downfield and make throws, but he also possesses wide receiver speed. He can call his own number or scramble and turn it into a big play as well. Kyler Murray, a dual threat at the quarterback position.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. Options galore here, second and a few inches. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
Brings up third down and 2.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. To throw is Murray. And he's got Fitzgerald. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow, wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Zane Gonzalez.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So Wilson and the Seahawks down 24-20, a little over 50 seconds remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on first and 10. Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
That's complete. It's Gordon. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Metcalf once again the target, but it'll be second down. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll look to throw. Able to get this to Gordon. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. Wilson to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.